Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90 Day. Darcey breaks down crying in awkward first meeting with Georgi's parents, as his mom calls it worrisome. Of course it's worrisome that this person would cry over problems between them. Georgi Rusev's mom says of the dynamic between her son and his wife Darcey Silva. Darcey Silva gets very emotional, to the point of tears, during her first ever meeting with Georgi's parents in Bulgaria, and neither Georgi Rusev nor his parents seem to be pleased with the direction things are going. In People's exclusive sneak peek at the August 24th episode of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, it seems as though things are not off to the best start for Darcey, who is desperate to impress Georgi's parents. This is the first time Georgi has been home in 13 years, and he has been nervous about introducing them to his wife for the very first time. In fact, Darcey is the first woman he has ever brought home to his parents. I want my parents to enjoy the moment of seeing me in such a long time, Georgi explains, later adding, I do not want to stress them out. The meeting does not start on the best foot. First, according to Georgi, Darcey arrives in inappropriate clothes. Then, things get tense after they sit down for dinner. Speaking in Bulgarian, Georgi's mom says her son can be a tad temperamental at times. Georgi then clarifies, just saying that pretty much I don't listen. Darcey uses his mom's comment as opening to explain how she doesn't always get everything she needs out of her relationship with Georgi. I just want to be in the know of my husband's life, she states, which prompts Georgi to admit he has a problem sharing information. She grabs a napkin and blots her eyes as Georgi's parents get their first look at the communication issues impacting their relationship. Why are you crying? Georgi asks, noting that he was only trying to explain that he has an issue with communication, an issue they had discussed at length this season. I'm explaining to them also I have an issue in myself too, he adds. I'm not saying that. Darcey sobs as Georgi continues to defend himself for not easily opening up to others. Then, Georgi's mom jumps in, telling the two to relax, calm down, and speak more calmly with each other. Georgi tells Darcey he does not want her to cry, but she insists he let her feel her emotions and continues to weep. Of course, as the hostess first meeting at a dinner, of course it's worrisome that this person would cry over problems between them. Georgi's mom says in Bulgarian. Whether or not Darcey and Georgi can find common ground in their relationship is yet to be seen. Fans will get a glimpse of the rest of the family dinner when the new episode airs on August 24th. Darcey Silva has never been one to hide her emotions. Over the years, fans of 90 Day Fiancé and its spin-offs have watched her cry over long-distance love, argue through mistrust, and dream relentlessly of a fairy tale ending. But in her latest chapter with Fiancé Georgi Rusev, the tears flowed at an unexpected time, during her very first meeting with his parents. What was supposed to be a polite dinner in Bulgaria turned into a scene that had everyone at the table shifting in their chairs. Georgi's mom, her expression firm and unreadable, offered the most cutting word of the evening, worrisome. The setting, a dinner filled with Nerve's wine glass. The restaurant was cozy, lit with warm amber lights and decorated with hand-painted ceramics that felt distinctly local. Georgi had chosen it carefully, hoping the old-world charm would make Darcey feel welcome, even as she ventured into unfamiliar territory. Darcey had rehearsed her greetings on the drive over, practicing Bulgarian phrases under her breath. Zdravite, she whispered again and again, tugging at her sequin dress. She wanted to make a good impression, but beneath her glamorous curls and smoky eye, nerves bubbled up. When Georgi's parents arrived, the polite smiles and handshakes began. His father was soft-spoken, offering Darcey a bouquet of flowers, a traditional gesture of welcome. His mother, though, carried herself with the sort of stoic presence that instantly made Darcey's heart pound. The introductions were cordial but stiff. As wine glasses clinked, Darcey felt every question from Georgi's mom like it was part of a quiet interrogation. The tension rises. So, Georgi's mother began, her accent crisp. You are older than my son? Darcey swallowed hard, trying to smile through it. Yes, I'm a little older, but age doesn't matter when two people love each other. She thought her answer was sweet, hopeful even. But she caught the glance between Georgie's mom and dad, subtle but unmistakable. It was the look parents give when they silently measure the risks their child is taking. The next question cut even deeper. You have children already? Darcey nodded. Yes, I have 2 teenage daughters. They are my world. And Georgie has been wonderful with them. Again, there was no warm smile in return, no comforting nod. Just silence. The breaking point. As the food arrived, plates of grilled meats, roasted vegetables, and fresh bread, Darcey found herself speaking faster and faster, as though she could fill the uncomfortable space with reassurances. I just want you to know how much I love your son, she said, her voice trembling. He makes me feel safe, and I believe in us. I believe in our future. Georgie reached for her hand, giving it a squeeze under the table. But it wasn't enough to stop the emotion welling inside her. Within seconds, tears spilled down her cheeks. I know I've made mistakes in past relationships, she continued, her mascara threatening to run, but I've learned from them. And I just want this to work. The table went quiet. A waiter hovering nearby suddenly found somewhere else to be. Georgie's dad glanced at his wine. Georgie's mom, however, leaned forward, her lips pressed into a thin line. His mom speaks. Finally, Georgie's mom broke the silence. It is worrisome, she said slowly, carefully. This crying. It feels too much. My son deserves stability, calm. Not this. The word landed like a stone. Darcey froze, caught between wanting to defend herself and the shame of being seen as too much. Georgie, visibly tense, interjected. Mama, she is just emotional because she cares. That is not a bad thing. But his mother only shook her head slightly. We want you to be happy, but we worry. Darcey's inner storm. In her confessional interview later, Darcey's words tumbled out between sniffles. I felt judged, like I wasn't good enough. I've always been emotional, that's who I am. But to sit there in front of Georgie's parents and feel like they see me as unstable, it broke me. I just wanted their approval. I just wanted them to see how much I love him. Her vulnerability made the moment raw, almost painfully real. This wasn't the glamorous Darcey of Instagram filters and designer outfits. This was a woman who had been searching for love for years, terrified of losing it once again. Georgie's dilemma. Back at the table, Georgie tried to soften the moment. He rubbed Darcey's back, whispered to her in Bulgarian, and asked his parents for understanding. She is strong, he insisted. You only see her emotions now, but she is strong. But the tension lingered. His father remained quiet, clearly choosing neutrality. His mother, however, couldn't hide her concern. In her own confessional, she put it plainly. It is not easy. Darcey cries too quickly, too much. It feels unstable. My son has to be careful. Fans react. As the episode aired, fans took to social media in waves. Some empathized with Darcey, praising her for being open with her feelings. Darcey wears her heart on her sleeve. That's why we love her, one viewer tweeted. Georgie's mom needs to understand Darcey's just passionate, another posted. But others sided with his mother, echoing her concerns. I'd be worried too if my son brought home someone crying at the first dinner, one comment read. Darcey always makes everything so intense. It's exhausting to watch, wrote another. What this means for Darcey and Georgie. The awkward dinner may just be the first of many hurdles. Cultural differences, family expectations, and Darcey's emotional intensity are bound to create more drama as their story unfolds. Yet, in typical Darcey fashion, she remains hopeful. I know it didn't go perfectly, she admitted afterward, dabbing at her eyes, but I believe love conquers all. And I'm not giving up. Not on Georgie. Not on us. It's that relentless hope, tinged with vulnerability, that keeps fans tuning in week after week. Whether Georgie's parents will come to accept Darcey remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, this love story, like every Darcey chapter before it, will not be lacking in tears, drama, or passion. Final thought. In the world of 90 Day Fiancé, where cultural clashes and personal insecurities collide, Darcey's breakdown at the dinner table felt almost inevitable. To some, it was worrisome. To others, it was heartbreakingly human. And perhaps that's the paradox of Darcey Silva, too much and never enough, all at once.